One of the hardest truths that you will face as a man is that good guys don't get rewarded. Good guys never finish first. Nice guys never finish first. Kind guys never finish first. Most guys have pretty similar experiences in this world. We all go through school being a nobody, having a few friends, not being very popular, not being very good with women, not having very good experiences, not having many experiences with women, generally struggling with a sense of identity and deciding who we are and who we want to be. Especially in the 21st century, there has never been so little guidance and support and encouragement for men. We are not shown how to be men anymore. We don't know how to be men anymore. We don't know how to treat women anymore. We don't know how to be strong leaders or providers, and we're told that masculinity is toxic and that we shouldn't strive towards that. And one of the biggest lies that we are told is that good guys finish first and that you should strive towards being a good guy. Now, when I say a good guy, don't get this confused with kindness, because they are two very different things. Being a good guy or a nice guy or a simp, they're all the same thing. Men who are described as this are all men who offer an unequal exchange of value. These are all men that will stick their hand out when it wouldn't be done so in return. These are all men who are entitled, men who think they deserve something, and men who think that if they act a certain way, especially towards women, they should and will receive something in return. So really, when you say a nice guy or a good guy, these are not good guys or nice guys. These are guys who are behaving in a certain way in order to get something back from women, which more often than not is the sex that they're wanting. If you're a man watching this video right now, you probably have quite a small friendship group, probably quite quiet, quite shy, not very confident, not in the best shape, don't have much going for you. You probably fantasize and have ideas in your head about what you want your life to be like, about the sort of woman you want to attract, about how you will attract her. You probably live out these fantasies in your head over and over again, hoping that this girl that you fancy, this girl that you find attractive, you're hoping one day she will realize that you're this nice guy and she will choose you. You're probably the guy who watches women from the sidelines, getting with men, choosing these men who you would consider as dickheads, as the bad boy, and it confuses you because you think, why does she keep going for these types of men when she always gets hurt? Why does she always go back to them? Why does she always choose them and not me when I'm a nice guy? Really, I'm actually just a nice guy and she should pick me. There are so many guys that think this and hope that a woman will choose them and realize that he's actually just this really nice guy and he's different and he's going to treat her better than anybody else. And if you want that guy right now, you most likely have been at some point. I know I have. I remember a time when I didn't know how to act around women. I didn't know what they wanted. I didn't know the sort of guy to become in order to attract them. I thought that if I was the nice guy and played this good guy role, that they would go for me and they would just come to me. I thought that if I could make them see that I was this different guy, different from all these dickheads, show her that I wouldn't mess her around, that I'd prioritize her, give her what she wanted, I thought that she would choose me. But that is just not how it works. There's a reason why she's attracted to this certain kind of guy. There's a reason why she goes for the bad boys. There's a reason why she doesn't choose you. There's a reason why she doesn't notice you. And it's not because you're that nice or you're too nice. It's because you're seedy, you're disingenuous. She knows that you will do everything and anything to get with her and to sleep with her. She doesn't want that kind of guy. She doesn't want the guy who has nothing going for him but the woman that he chases and tries to get with. She doesn't want a man who prioritizes women, prioritizes sleeping with women. This is the sleazy and creepy guy that she will reject time and time again. There's a reason why she's attracted to the guy that doesn't care, who has options, who has things going for, who has a purpose greater than her. The guy that does what he wants when he wants. The guy who says, I'm gonna do this later on, you can come if you want to. The guy who sits there and complains and says, why doesn't she choose me? Why does she go for these dickheads who cheat on her time and time again? This is the guy that doesn't get it. He just doesn't get it, doesn't understand. He's entitled and feels like he deserves her affection, her validation, and doesn't understand why he can't get it. One of the biggest realizations that you're going to have as a man is that you do have to act a certain way in order to get the woman that you want. This narrative that you can just be yourself and women will find you attractive is bullshit. You can't be yourself unless yourself is a certain kind of person. You have to become a certain person in order to get the things that you want. You can't expect that just being yourself will be enough, because most of the time it isn't. Why do you think that being yourself would be enough? Why should you get what you want for just being yourself? That would be far too easy. The men who get what they want for a reason, because they've had to become a certain character in order to achieve that. Whether it's women or success in life, you're not going to get what you want by being this nice guy, by being kind to everybody, by being very accepting. The guy that gets the life he wants, the women he wants, the career he wants, he is ruthless. He doesn't give a fuck what anybody else, because he knows what he wants and he will do whatever he can to get that. When she goes on a night out and she's drunk and it's 3 a.m. and she wants to go home, who do you think she calls? The nice guy who's gonna give her exactly what she wants, very attentive, very reliable. You think she wants him? Or does she want the guy that doesn't really give a fuck about her, the guy who doesn't really care about her, the guy who's really busy but sometimes makes time for her, the guy who puts himself first, the guy who's confident and ambitious and has an abundance of options? Which guy is she gonna go for? The creepy needy guy or the other guy? And this isn't me saying treat women like shit in order to get what you want, because that just isn't the case at all. The point of this is to have a purpose greater than you and women, because that is what they will find attractive. Quite often you will hear that if you want to attract women, don't chase them, work on yourself, work on a business, chase dreams, whatever it is. And it's true. Nothing is more attractive to a woman, a guy who knows what he wants, than a guy who's in shape and a guy who has a purpose that he is chasing. That is a guy who has something going for him, something greater than this girl. Because when you are chasing women, you have to remember What do they really offer you? Most of these girls who you thirst over and simp over, what is it you think they're really going to offer you other than sex? Most of these girls probably aren't good girls. Think about what a woman has to offer a man in order to be a high value woman, or in order to be very attractive to him. She has to be not fat and pretty. Now, what does a man have to be in order for a woman to find him attractive? He has to be of a certain height. He has to be in good shape. He has to be somewhat successful. He has to be charismatic. He has to be good social. He has to be a good flirt. He has to be in good bed. His dick has to be so big. The point is that women have so many requirements for what a man must be in order for him to be able to attract her and sleep with her. Whereas for a man to be attracted to a woman, she has to have a few things and that's it. So with that, if you are the guy that is prioritizing women, chasing them, putting them on a pedestal, treating them like they are higher value than what they actually are, she's going to think you're a loser, because most women know what they have to offer. And if she thinks, I don't actually offer that much other than what I bring to the table physically, she's going to think, why does this loser care about me? Why is this loser chasing me so hard? And that is why she's always going to be attracted to the man that doesn't really care about her. A woman doesn't want to be your entire world. She just wants to be part of it. She wants a man that can invite her into his world and she can just tag along and have fun. She doesn't really care what she's doing. As long as she's getting fucked properly and taken care of on some level, that's all she wants. And this is another thing that you are not taught as a man. You are taught as a man to treat your partner or a woman as this fragile princess that you have to be really careful around in case you hurt her or damage her. Whatever you think, she wants you to treat her like a slut. And this is going to get some hate and whatever, but girls don't want to be held gently and fucked softly. They want to be used for your fantasies, because women have a bigger ego than men. We always get taught that men are the more egotistical sex, but when it comes to relationships, whose ego is more fragile? Who gets more upset when you criticize them? Who gets more upset when you comment on them? Most women can't take being criticized. Most women can't handle it because they've never had it done before. Most women are put on a pedestal to the point where they've never had a man challenge them on any level. So when you know this, it makes sense that women just want to be used for your own sexual fantasy. A woman will never be turned on so much than when you are so attracted to her that you can't control yourself. And I don't mean in the weird creepy way, I mean in the way where you rip each other's clothes off. That's what she wants. She doesn't want to be politely asked, can you go to the bedroom? She wants to be told to go there or dragged up there. And most guys watching this now won't believe me when I say this, because they think that you have to be this certain nice guy in order to get the woman and act a certain way in order for her to like you. So if you are this guy patiently waiting for your opportunity, thinking to yourself, I'm this nice guy, I'm the one she should be with, you're a delusional pussy. This idea of the world that you have is never going to come into play. Being this nice guy that's a pushover, very considerate of everybody, he is never going to get anywhere. She is never going to choose you so long as you have this view of the world. When you make a woman your world, she is never going to choose you. If you want her to choose you, you have to become the guy that doesn't really care about her validation, because that is what she values the most. When it comes to women, validation is one of the biggest tools and resources that you're going to have, because that is what women want from you. This is why you have so many women who will lead men on and have them think that they might have a chance one day. Not because they have a chance, but because she enjoys the validation from them. She enjoys having those options there, so that she has a constant feed of validation and dopamine to make her feel good and keep her on her high horse. This is why women's egos are so big and overinflated, because they have so many options and so many men validate. So if you are the guy that isn't validating her constantly, who isn't being overly nice to her, is doing what he wants when he wants, and saying to her, you're welcome to join me if you want, but no worries if not, that is the guy she wants to go for, because that is the guy she'll question. Why doesn't he want me like these other guys? Why isn't he chasing me like these other guys? Is something wrong with me? And in that instance, she will then chase you because she wants that validation from you. So if you are this nice guy who thinks that he's going to get ahead in life by being this nice guy, by being very generous and kind to everybody, I'm sorry to tell you that this is not going to get you anywhere. The modern society raises men to be feminine and weak and never put themselves first, to act and treat women a certain way because that is what will get you the life you want. Bullshit. If you want to attract the woman that you want, you can't focus on them. You have to put yourself first. You have to get in shape. You have to start chasing something, whether that's a normal career, a 9 to 5, or a business that you have. You have to work on yourself. You can't prioritize these women if you want these women, because trust me when I say, the moment that you stop prioritizing these women is the moment that they will come to you. This is not going to be a few months or maybe even a year period. This could take years, but just trust me. What would you rather have? Years of failing with women, being alone, being a weak, pathetic man, or years of grinding, building yourself up, building this business to then have your pick of option and an abundance? Make the choice, because you can't be a pushover and have the woman that you want.